Let me quickly tell you the story of this video. Originally, I wanted it to be a mini essay about how the season would have been better without most of the filler episodes. I had it written out, I started writing the script, got to writing about the first episodes, which would inevitably have to be fillers because of the format, but then I thought, why would they have to be filler? Just eliminate a queen per group and get the season going. So that will be the main part of this video, while the original script will be an add-on after this what if scenario plays out. I will only do minimal changes to the season, and I will explain anytime a queen's placement has to be changed from the original. I'll give you my explanation on why I didn't like the filler this season, but you can skip that if you want to get to the what if scenario right away. We don't know the winner of the season yet, and because of some of you basement dwellers that don't understand the concept of not spoiling the show for us that don't want it to be spoiled, I have been told against my will what's going to happen in the finale. That will not affect this what if video. There are going to be no spoilers for the unaired finale, so just like where we're at right now, the ending of this video will remain undefined. The main rating I've seen of this season is that it's mid at best, bad at worst, and I'm more on the mid side of thought because other than the storylines that had no resolution and that villainized people, the season is fine. My biggest problem of the season is that it takes so long to fucking start. With each episode having an hour of content, due to the levers twist, it would take you 3 hours of viewing to get to the first elimination. 3 hours into season 7, Trixie Mattel was eliminated. The cast is comprised of mostly nepo queens, aka drag relatives of previous iconic queens from the show, so a lot of their presentation in the first couple of episodes was that they were the daughter, the niece, or the long-lost twin of Alexis Michelle Dupree O'Hara. Like, who fucking cares? To make matters worse, we get 2 eliminations and then yet another non-elimination episode. The season does pick up from episode 6 onwards, but by that point, the casual viewers have already given up on following the season, and any new viewers are not likely to join because the show's already on episode 6. Little do they know, most of the cast is still there. The makeover episode later on in the season was a filler episode as well, and it won't be that in my what ifs here, but this was a nice kind of a filler episode. It's emotional, it develops the characters, and it's actually fun to watch. Like I mentioned in the intro, we're going to get rid of queens in the first and in the second episode of the season. Now you cheer. Thank you. You're welcome. No, thank you. We'll keep the format of queens rating each other, however, and so Group 1 performs, Group 2 is to decide to the stage in their masked looks. Then they change, Group 2 performs, while Group 1 is in their Is It Cake looks. That's the first day of shooting. Second day of shooting, Group 1 walks the runway in their masked looks and gets the results of the voting. We get the winner and the lip sync. Group 2 then walks the runway in their cake looks, they get their results. However, when the episodes air, episode 1 is focused on Group 1 queens, so we see their challenge performances, and then after that we get the voting results, and same goes for episode 2 and Group 2. The placements for these 2 episodes are based on the votes from the other groups. So the bottom 2 queens are the queens with the least amount of points. In the first group, the bottom 2 are Acacia Forgot and Joella. It is quite poetic to see Joella lose the lip sync in front of Katy Perry to a Katy Perry song, and just a reminder, they would be lip syncing against each other in these outfits. Obviously, it's more probable that Joella would have been saved here for the sheer story of it all, but we need Acacia for some storylines later on. In Group 2, the bottom 2 are Hormona and Corey, and Corey murders Hormona, of course. Lana still keeps her mini challenge win, though. Episode 3 gives us the design challenge in Monopulence. This episode is different from the original simply by not having Joella and Hormona there, so somebody will have to be lip-syncing against Lucky. To be honest, I don't think the color group matters much. Obviously, some garments look better in one color on a certain queen, but we're gonna ignore that now. The placements are as follows. Sam is the winner, with Onya and Arieri being high. We know that Lucky is being eliminated this episode, and originally Corey was low, so let's put her in the bottom 2 so that she can eliminate Lucky. Now, we also need a safe queen to be put into the low placement, and I think, based on how other design challenges will go, it's very fair to put Lana low here. Perhaps she gets a comment or two about how she shouldn't rely solely on looks. Perhaps Ariete gets a big head for how she did this week. Perhaps we hone in on the fact that two queens most similar to Sam are Acacia as the country queen and Crystal as the traditional pageant queen. Perhaps. Episode 4 has to be a comedy challenge, and we have to choose between the singing, older drag race scenes challenge and the SNL challenge. So, obviously we're going for the SNL challenge. It has a broader appeal, it can become a recurring challenge, and low-key it requires more skill than the former. Thus, in episode 4, the queens are doing RDR live. We have here our first little spat with choosing roles. Lexi is annoyed with Susie, but we don't actually edit Susie as the villain, we edit Lexi as she is. Insecure. We do have one queen less this time around for this challenge, so for the sake of simplicity, let's make the radio show sketch a two-person sketch. That sketch is based on an older SNL sketch with Anna Gasteyer and Molly Shannon, and then also, the host. The basis of that sketch are the two women not being aware that they're talking in euphemisms and sexual innuendos, so it's okay to have a two-person sketch only. Originally, Hormona was high here, so we gotta get one of the safe queens into that high spot. The winner stays being Susie, however, to amp up this feeling of her being a dominant queen, and to make Lexi even more insecure. Anya is high, maybe thinking that she should have won this week, and also for the sake of the storyline, Jules is gonna be high as well. Sam is low, being told that Jules overshadowed her, and Lydia and Ariete have to lip sync. We can get some drama in Untucked of Ariete being jealous of Jules, which will lead to her inevitable elimination this episode. Episode 5 is the ball episode, but now we don't have either our winner or our eliminated queen. Well, okay, the high queens for this episode were Crystal and Sam, and for that storyline that I mentioned before, we should give Crystal the win here. One of our safe queens should be top 3, and I think we can all agree that it should be Jules. Jules, after she does not win yet again, will start showing some signs of frustration because she's been so close to winning 3 times already, but she hasn't won yet. And she has lost Ariete in the previous episode, so she does not have that other person to fire up the immaturity in her. She can actually be a serious competitor this time around. Hormona was originally eliminated this episode, and Lana was in the bottom 2 with her. So Lana will stay there. And we gotta put Acacia in the bottom 2 as well, since she was originally low. But whom do we bump down to the low placement? This will be just a personal pick, but Lydia? Honestly, everything she did in the ball looked messy as hell, whereas all the other queens had at least one good look. Lana and Acacia in the bottom 2, no offense to Acacia, but she's getting the boot. Oh yeah, there was also that weird mini challenge, so original winners, except for Acacia. So we had an episode where Sam's country counterpart was eliminated, but Sam was also beat by Crystal. What's gonna happen now? Anya is annoyed, feeling like she has not been given the right opportunity to shine yet, and Susie is still leading the pack in the competition, while Lexi is sending out invites to join her We Hate Susie Toot Club just in time for Snatch Game. Now listen. Here, the placements are pretty much the same. Anya wins, Sam and Jules are high. Corey, Lydia, and Susie are safe. Originally, Ariete was low, but that spot is matched with Lexi's low placement. The nonsense editing they did of trying to make us think that doing poorly on Snatch Game is actually funny was one of the worst moments of this season. Y'all can't tell me shit. Lexi was originally low there, so she's low now too. Lana still takes out Crystal in the bottom 2 lip sync though. So Sam's other counterpart is out. Susie did not do well in a challenge that she thought that she was going to kill. Lana hasn't shown the judges anything, really, and Jules went another week as high without getting a win. So everyone is tense, just in time for the Rusical. Originally, the Wizard of Oz, The Wiz, Wicked Rusical had 10 queens in it. However, we can simply take out the 2 flying monkey rolls and we will not feel a thing. So we have all of the important roles. Here we get the role-picking scene. And this time around, nobody's there to steal Susie's pick of Kansas Dorothy, so she's playing that role. Similarly, Corey does not get the role of the good witch, so knowing how she loves having fun in drag, I can see her wanting to do Scarecrow. I think it's more likely that Lydia would like to play the green witch, because she came into the season being like, oh, I'm the goth chick, oh, I'm the spooky ooky one, and then that never actually happened in the season? Question mark? Acacia was eliminated here originally, and Ariete was safe, so her placement is negligible, so we have to pick another queen to eliminate this time around. Now, I'm about to make the biggest change of the season. Lana is going to be in the bottom two with Corey. Originally, no, she was not even low, she was safe. But she was such a filler in the season that instead of doing a Susie-Corey lip sync, because you know damn well that Susie would have been low if she had played Kansas Dorothy, because that role is awful, let's do a lip sync between the bottom two girlies of the season. And I know that this might be the biggest point of disagreement here, but neither Lana, who's going to be eliminated, nor Corey, nor Susie, nor Lydia, if you want to throw her down there as well, are winning the season. Which leads us into episode 8 and the Heavens to Betsey design challenge. We're going to assume that the queens would have picked the categories that they originally had gone for. So Jules, Lydia, and Susie are punk grunge flappers, prenup girlies are Lexi and Sam, and Corey and Donya pick Betsey's prom. Jules is frustrated to no end because she has not won yet, but she's been virtually great every time. Lexi is so happy knowing that Susie was almost up for elimination the previous week, in her mind getting a 1-up on her. Corey is frustrated because she has lip-synced 3 times already, and Lydia is fuming because she had not won a challenge yet. Susie wins the reading mini challenge here, but Jules finally gets her maxi challenge win. Lexi will be high after this episode, with Sam and Susie getting mixed critiques, so they're safe. Anya is low, and we get that iconic lip sync between Corey and Lydia, where Corey is eliminated. In episode 9, we're going to get the villain's roast. Lydia has a fire lit under her after taking out Corey and with her having no challenge wins yet, while Jules is on cloud 9 because she did get her challenge win. Lexi is also on cloud 9 because for 2 weeks in a row, she has placed higher than Susie, and if she does it for the 3rd time, she will legally be able to murder Susie, so Lexi is very excited for this week, as you can imagine. Anya is yearning for another win, as is Susie. Sam took a bit of a backseat in episode 8 regarding her story, but she was shown helping other queens. We don't have the drama of Ariete stealing Jules' jokes, which was such a delicious moment of the season. Therefore, Jules' bottom 2 placement is just based on her poor performance in the challenge. With her in that bottom 2 is Lexi. Lydia gets her win, Sam is high, and between Anya and Susie, I do have to put Susie as low, so that in Untucked, Lexi can spiral thinking about how she's going to beat Susie in a lip sync, after which, remember, she will legally be able to kill her and eat her insides. However, Lexi will be shocked to find out that she will have to lip sync against Jules. She will also be shocked to find out that she's getting the boot this episode. However, maybe she and Susie hug before she leaves the runway. We have to do a challenge jump for episode 10. So we have 5 queens now, therefore we have to do the makeover. This means that in this season, we do not get the awful challenge that makes us watch Ross Matthews act. And then also the Vagina Monologues challenge, which is a very bizarre challenge, but I did, enjoy it. So yeah, makeover for episode 10. We know how everyone did, but Lydia. There is this look listed on the Wikia as allegedly what Lydia had prepared for the makeover, and it's a mess. And she often got critiqued for being a mess. Plus, the look barely has a silhouette, so bottom 2. Originally, it was Jules and Donya in the bottom 2, and because Anya at least put her dad in something that showed his body, she will only get the low placement. This is where Jules takes Lydia out of the competition. The top 4 episode thus can be the Vegas advertisement thing whatever. This episode ends the same way that it had, with Jules winning, Anya being high, and Sam taking out Susie right before the finale. In this episode, Susie could get the storyline of, damn, I won in the beginning, then I was mediocre, I finally did well, I need to win this week. Jules will be down because of the 2 consecutive bottom 2 placements, so she will be determined to win. Anya realizes that she had a bad couple of weeks, but she also only has 1 win, so she needs this win. Sam is the only one riding a high. The queens she was most similar to are gone. She has 3 wins, so she's a little cocky. She reverts back into the country pageant queen persona that she entered the season with, but that she shed through the season, which was symbolized in Acacia and Crystal going home, due to which Sam effectively undid all of the character development that she had up to that point. This leads us into a top 3 finale in episode 12 with Anya, Sam, and Jules. If you ask me, this finale should be a read you, wrote you sort of finale, with the queens performing something that they had pre-recorded, and then the winner choice should be broadcast live. No 75 filmed outcomes, just do it live for like 5 minutes. Do it kind of how Survivor does it, or well, rather how they used to do it. Now, all 3 queens here have strong arguments for winning, but there are also strong arguments against them. Sam has the best track record, sure, but she shat all over her story in the final episode and eliminated the fan favorite, which is why I don't think the audience would want her to win. Anya had no bottom 2 placements in the season, and she is very versatile, but she also has only 1 win. Jules had a strong run during the first 2/3 of the season, but she got her win only when half of the cast had already been gone. And after that, she was up for elimination twice. So I can imagine either of the 3 winning this season. But if you ask me, I would give the win to Sam, solely for Drag Race tradition purposes. Oh, and also, episode 13 would have to be a reunion filmed after the crowning. All that being said, I think the pacing of the season like this is much better. Something is constantly happening, somebody gets eliminated every single episode. Even if you disagree with some of my placement choices, look at how the season would have gone had there been no lever twist, with minimal placement changes. Now look if we had that, and then episode 1 was also like a Meet the Queens episode where they perform their talents, but then episode 2 is actually when they start competing with the design challenge. I've come to realize that in both of these instances, and also the one that I presented here in this video, the storylines would have been way better with less episodes and with no or minimal filler episodes, which, yes, is a logical conclusion. They are called filler episodes for a reason, but Drag Race never realizes that, or tends to ignore it, even though they would literally be saving themselves money with 2 or 3 episodes less per season. How would you guys have changed the season? Who do you think would have won in the scenario that I have presented? Sound off in the comments, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and thank you for watching.